Have you ever sat down to rest and immediately felt guilty about it? You finally stop, you make a cup of tea, you sit on the sofa, you think, right, I'm gonna have half an hour to myself. And then almost immediately your brain goes, shouldn't you be doing something? Lovely, very relaxing. Nothing says rest is like being emotionally attacked by your own to-do list. So today's random thought is this. Why do we feel guilty for resting? And I think a part of the reason is that a lot of us have been taught directly or indirectly that being busy means being useful. If you're doing something, you're productive. If you're rushing around, you're committed. If you're tired, well, that must mean you're working hard. But if you stop, suddenly it can feel like you're being lazy. Even if you're feeling exhausted. Even if you've done loads. Even if your brain is quietly flashing a warning light that says, please lie down before we both fall over. The strange thing is the rest is not the opposite of productivity. It's part of it. Your phone needs charging. Your laptop needs charging. Even your toothbrush probably has a little charging stand these days. But somehow we expect ourselves to keep going endlessly on one emotional battery from 2017. It doesn't really work. Rest helps your brain process things. It helps your body recover. It gives you space to think, reset, and come back to things with a bit more energy. But we don't always treat it like that. We treat it like something we have to earn, as if rest is a reward you only get after you've completed every task, replied to every message, cleaned the house, solved your life, and maybe alphabeticalized the spice rack, which frankly is a bit much. Another reason we feel guilty is comparison. You sit down for 10 minutes, then you see someone online posting about their 5 a.m. routine, cold plunge, business plan, gym sessions, and green smoothie. And suddenly, your cup of tea feels like a moral failure. But we're only seeing tiny edited bits of other people's lives. We don't see their tired days. We don't see their messy kitchen. We don't see them staring into the fridge wondering why they opened it. Everyone needs rest. Even the productive looking people. Possibly, especially them. There's also the mental habit of feeling like we should always be available. Messages, emails, notifications, reminders, updates. Modern life makes it very easy to feel like there's always something waiting for us. And usually there is. But that doesn't mean we have to respond to everything immediately. Sometimes resting is not avoiding life. Sometimes it's the thing that lets you keep going with it. Of course, there's a difference between resting and endlessly avoiding something important. We probably all know that one. You sit down for a short break, and 3 hours later, you're watching a video about a man restoring a rusty garden fork. No judgment. We've all been there. But proper rest is different. Proper rest actually helps you feel more human again. So maybe the question is not, have I earned a rest? Maybe the question is, would resting help me do life a bit better today? Because some days, the most sensible thing you can do is just stop for a bit. Not because you failed, not because you're lazy, but because you're a human being, not a rechargeable drill. So next time you feel guilty for resting, maybe you remind yourself, rest is not doing nothing. Rest is maintenance. And honestly, some of us are overdue a service. And that's today's random thought.